Thanks for being here with us on this Thursday at 6:30. I'm Aisha Howard.
And I'm Cheryl Preheim. We are under a weather impact alert day as Georgia is bracing for Hurricane Helene. A lot of preparations happening ahead of the storm. There is a tropical storm warning for our area. Let's get straight to meteorologist Chesley McNeil. So Chesley, what impacts are you expecting? Pretty widespread here.
Yeah, rain, that's number one, and we've already seen some of that. We're talking about winds as well, and also a tornado threat will be around our area as well. And so this will start to intensify a bit as we head toward the late evening going into the overnight tonight. So 11 live weather impact alert starting today. We have it today. Hurricane Helene, we're tracking that first. That storm is going to make its way up toward the Big Bend area, then eventually move into our state. The southern portions of our state could experience the hurricane force winds. For us here in Metro Atlanta, it's the tropical storm force winds that we'll experience. Of course, the heavy rain will be around as well. That's going to lead to flooding. Those strong winds, of course, could knock over some trees, which could lead to power outages. And there's also a tornado threat. A brief spin-up tornado is certainly possible. Wind all day are the impacts. Of course, that rain will slow us down a lot. And of course, that's going to create flooding. And so that's the first thing. The winds. Overnight tonight is when you're going to really start to feel those pick up, or hear them at least outside picking up, and then we'll have that tornado risk as well. So what do you need to do? Well, you got to prepare, you and your family, okay? Just in case there's a tornado that pops in your area, you want to know where to go. Have a plan, get to that safe spot, and in that safe spot should be your medications, of course. Have some food in there as well, and batteries. Because of power outages, of course, you may need to charge up your phone or put those batteries in your weather radio so you can get the latest updates and let you know that you can safely come out of that area when you need to. All right, notice the heaviest rain right now well over toward the east of us. We had some through the overnight, starting to subside, but we got some light showers around, and those will start to intensify as we head through the afternoon. The storm itself way down to the south. Here's the southern portions of the Gulf, is where we have that rotation. Still a Category 1 hurricane right now, but will intensify as it continues to slide further off to the north. Winds up to 90 miles per hour, though moving to the northeast at about 12 miles per hour. That's a pretty decent clip, so it is having some forward speed to it. We're anticipating it becoming a major hurricane later on this afternoon and toward the evening. That is where it will make landfall over toward the Big Bend area, possibly as a Category 3 hurricane, and then sliding further off to the north. It will lose a lot of its strength because it has moved over land. It's the warm waters that feed the system, and so once it moves over land, will start to dissipate. Again, making it up our way as a tropical storm, meaning it could have winds up to about 50 or 60 miles per hour. It will continue up to the north over toward western Kentucky and Tennessee, where it will meander around a little bit, but for us, conditions will get better by then. So 4 to 8 inches of rainfall possible for the area. Some areas will receive higher amounts than that, maybe up to 10 inches. The winds anywhere between 40 and 60 miles per hour. It's tropical storm force, folks, so that can knock over some of those trees. Keep in mind that we had that rain yesterday and today, and so the soil is nice and loose, so it's not going to take much to knock those trees over. That's going to lead to power outages in the area, and any tornadoes could maybe mess up your roof or parts of the siding on your house, and so we have to be on the lookout for that as well. Again, if you have a weather radio, make sure it is powered up, or you can power it up just in case you lose power, and also your phone as well. Very important, download our weather app. Crash Clark, over to you.
All right, Chesley, as folks start to wake up, we are developing a little bit of a rush hour. Let me kind of move out of the way here. Unfortunately, Grady EMS on the scene here, trying to figure out exactly what happened. Looked like that car did spin out a little bit, but they are blocking the 85 southbound, not northbound, as I originally said. It's southbound exit to Cleveland Avenue. Now, the good news is you got an easy fix for this. You could just continue down 85 south and exit at Sylvan Road, kind of backtrack a little bit. But if you're off to the airport, no problems with that. Don't panic or anything. You're going to be in pretty good shape as you head southbound. All right, here comes more problems. Connector southbound at William Street. You see that pickup truck off to the side of the road there. They were with a Hero truck, so things got a little bit dicey, but he's off to the side now, probably calling for a wrecker. The rest of the ride through the city in pretty good shape. 10 minutes Brookwood to the south side. That's not bad. 9 minutes if you're coming up from the south side. I just saw new troubles up on 75 in Cobb County. Let me investigate. We'll talk about that in my next report. Aisha.
All right, Crash, thank you. This morning, states of emergency already in place for Florida, Georgia, and our neighbors in South Carolina. As Chesley just mentioned, we are under that tropical storm warning. People are urged to take precautions, secure your homes, and make sure you stock up on those essentials. We have live team coverage for you as Helene moves closer. 11 Alive's Beth Yates has more on how GDOT is getting ready. Liza Lucas keeping you up to date on precautions from Georgia Power. But first, Ariana Maniz has more on how the city of Atlanta is working to keep you safe.
Well, Aisha, Atlanta Mayor Andre Dickens says the city is preparing for the worst, but also hoping for the best ahead of the storm. In a news conference, Mayor Andre Dickens says that city departments, they are taking proactive measures for the impacts of Helene, including clearing storm drains, positioning barricades, and emergency response teams, they are on standby. A joint operations center is opening this morning as early as 7 a.m. where each department will have a representative right there monitoring conditions throughout the city. Also, watershed management has emergency response teams in place to address any issues as well as monitor water flow and the city's known flooding hotspots. And the Atlanta Police Department is prepared to respond to any safety emergencies throughout the storm. The mayor also says all activities at parks and recreation centers, they are canceled, and also urging residents to do the same. Take a listen.
A lot of flooding is the potential there. High winds are also of concern. We've seen these in times past, so we're asking everybody to think about everything that you have, from your pets to your patio furniture to any kind of thing that's outside. Think about events that you may be planning for tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening. With high winds, heavy rain, you may want to postpone those events and make sure they either move indoors or that you postpone them altogether.
Now, there are also additional shelters will be set up throughout the city for the vulnerable populations, those experiencing homelessness, as well as senior citizens. The mayor is also encouraging residents to text the word "notify ATL" to the number 24639 to get emergency alerts sent straight to your phone. Reporting live from Atlanta, I'm Ariana Manise for 11 Alive. Back to you.
Ariana, thank you. 11 Alive's Liza Lucas joining us now. Liza, we love that Atlanta is a city in a forest, but the trees come down and often bring power lines down with them. Power outages, a major focus perhaps of this storm.
That's right. And Cheryl, this morning we're already seeing some of those outages ripple. I know we mentioned Fulton County and some of the other counties as well. This is a situation that Georgia Power, the local EMCs, are going to be following closely. They say they are on top of it. They are storm ready. At the same time, they also emphasize the importance of Georgia's taking the time to prepare your family and your home, having that emergency kit handy, having those batteries charged and ready to go for flashlights and phones. For those who may lose power, Georgia Power advises having 3 days of supplies on hand in case crews are unable to respond right away. The company is activating their own storm center as they allocate resources across the state. Matthew Kent with Georgia Power tells 11 Alive that right now the team really has their heads on a swivel, watching the forecast so they can pivot trucks and linemen as needed.
Within Georgia Power, we are able to, place crews wherever we need. And of course, if there is more damage in the southern part of the state, crews from the north will go down to assist. And of course, we can also call in contractors or on our sister companies in the event that it's more than we can handle in a short amount of time.
A big concern is also public safety. Georgia Power continuing to emphasize the importance of staying away from downed power lines or any downed trees that could possibly cover up power lines. That's really important for your family's safety and your own safety. And if you see a downed power line, you want to go ahead and report it either to Georgia Power, your local EMC, or they also say call 911. Sending it back to you.
Liza, thanks a lot. And as Helene moves closer to us, it's important for you to know the difference between a hurricane watch and warning. A watch means that hurricane conditions are possible. It's issued 48 hours in advance, and during a watch prepares you to get your home ready, review your plans for an evacuation in case a warning is issued. But that warning indicates that hurricane conditions are expected. It comes 36 hours in advance. Hurricane preparedness can become difficult once those winds increase. During a hurricane warning, complete storm preparations are needed, and you need to immediately leave that threatened area when officials give you the go-ahead.
So as you are waking up this morning, coming up on 640, dozens of school districts, colleges, and universities will be closed or virtual today and tomorrow. We do have that running list of changes for you at the bottom of your screen. Several districts tell us they're still monitoring Helene as it moves closer. We'll be updating that list for you throughout the day. Of course, you can always find it updated on 11alive.com and the 11 Alive News app. And as we continue to track Helene's path, you can watch free extended weather coverage right now on 11 Alive Plus. It is free to download on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV. Will actually join you there at 7 a.m. once we go off air. Also, stay weather aware by getting the 11 Alive mobile app in case your power goes out. Scan the QR code you see right there on your screen, and you can turn on those notifications to get those specific updates to your neighborhood.